Hey there, it's Ty Goodwin, your Bankable Brilliant Mentor, and I am so excited to be back with you for video number 2 in the How to Be Profitable on Purpose series. So if you missed video number 1, you want to go back and take a look at that. It was 4 simple steps to creating products and programs that can sell. And one of the keys that I talked about in that video was that it's one thing to create your products and programs. It's another thing to be able to market them. And so that's why I put together video number 2, where we're going to be talking about 4 reasons that service-based solopreneurs fail at marketing and selling their products and programs. So the question is, after you've created a product, because we already have those 4 simple steps to do that, now what? Nothing happens until you market your product. You can create a brilliant product. It can look good. You can have all the fantastic graphics, audio, video elements, everything in it. But if you don't market your product, no one is going to come and magically buy your product unless they know about it. So you've got to do that. And in order for your marketing to really be effective, you've got to do 4 things. You've got to make sure you're focused. You have to make sure that you're consistent in your marketing. You've got to have the right audience, and you've also got to have a strategy that works. So those are the 4 things that you need to be successful in marketing. Now, the truth about selling your products and programs is that effective marketing, it starts way before you ever create your product or program. And what do I mean by that? People come to me a lot and they say, I want to create a product, and I could help them create a product today. But if they haven't put themselves in a position so that they have an audience waiting for their product, they're going to be really disappointed. You can't wait until you create your product and then decide to market it. That's like saying, I'm going to have a birthday party, deciding to do that today, planning it for tomorrow, and then being really upset when nobody can show up. You have to do all of the work beforehand to invite people, to build relationships, to let them know where it's going to be. You have to do all of that stuff beforehand, and it's the same way with your products and programs. You have to start ahead of time. Now, there are people out there that will tell you, just create your product and the people will come, and they'll even take your money. I've run into a few people that have done that. They've invested in these programs that give them a guide and a template to fill out so they can, create something really fast, but they haven't let them in on the big secret. And actually, it really isn't a secret. They haven't really told them the truth about being able to sell that product or their program. You have to have some things in place. And so that's what I want to talk about now, because it's really important to have these things in place. Now, you all know, if you've taken a class from me or you've been to my blog and checked out some of the posts there, one of the things that I am adamant about is having a target market. And that's one of the first things you want to do when you're thinking about marketing. Actually, this the first thing to do when you are starting to market your business, because you can have a business card, you can have a blog, you can have a website, you can have Facebook fan pages, Twitter followers, and all of that. But that's not really effective marketing. That's more like busy work. Effective marketing is when you have a target audience, when you have that focus, so you know exactly where you're going and what you're doing. The analogy I use with my clients all the time is this. So, in Minnesota here, we have the Minnesota Twins. And imagine if I went to the Minnesota Twins Stadium, and I've got a screen capture of that up here. But if I went to the Minnesota Twins Stadium with a bullhorn, a microphone, firecrackers, I could have all the works, right, to get attention. And I stood in the middle of that stadium and said, I'm a coach and I help experts turn their ideas and expertise into products and programs they can sell. And let's say I got to yell that for 20 minutes or even 10 minutes or even 30 minutes. I could yell until I lose my voice, but the people are going to be pretty upset because they're not there for that. And even if there are some entrepreneurs or service-based solopreneurs in the audience, they're going to be a little confused. They're probably not even going to be able to hear me because everybody else is making so much noise. And I'm going to be really disappointed. I'm going to feel like a failure because I didn't get any responses to my offer. I was loud, I was visible, I was out there, I was seen. And that's what a lot of people do when it comes to marketing. They're out there, they're seen, or the favorite line people say, I just want to get myself out there. Get yourself out there to who? Get yourself out there for what? Right? It doesn't really make sense to get yourself out there if you don't know who you're trying to attract. Now, imagine this. Imagine there's a smaller room full of people. Let's say about 50 people in this room. And they all have a problem. They've come to the room specifically looking for answers to that problem, and they're willing and able to pay you for those answers. The great thing is those are answers that you have. Everybody in that room is going to be raising their hand for your attention. They're going to be wanting to talk to you. They're going to be wanting to book your services because they have a problem. That's where I want you to be. My job is to help you get into that room. I don't want you to be in that stadium where you're overwhelmed, where you're screaming at the top of your lungs, annoying people, and no one's paying attention to you. And at the end of the day, you're going to be disheartened and discouraged. I want to get you into a room where people are willing and able to pay you, and they're just waiting for you to come into their space. That's what the beauty of choosing a target audience is about. That's what the beauty of niching is about. Listen, it makes so much more sense because by the time you go into that room, let's say you're a career coach, you could be in a stadium or Facebook or Twitter or wherever you have that big audience where you think you need to attract people. You can go there, you can yell at the top of your lungs about being a career coach. But when you come into that small room, and let's say you decide that you're going to be a career coach that works with women in IT who want to take the next step and become managers, and you're going to help them put a plan in place to become more visible, to create the relationships and networks, and to position themselves as the top tier next person in line for a promotion in their IT firm. And let's say you walk into a room of women who are in IT that want to get promoted. That's the room I want to get you in. That's how I want to help you. And that's the beauty of focusing on an audience and a niche. So, that being said, if you've got that idea about, you need to have a target audience and a niche and why that's so important, let's talk about these 4 mistakes now. Mistake number 1, and I see this with so many of my heart-centered service-based, I want to change the world solopreneurs. And listen, I'm there with you. I want to change the world too. But you have to understand that you have to find a balance between passion and growing your wealth. You can't be so passionate that you don't have a profit perspective, right? And what I mean by that is you're investing money, you're investing time, you're giving, but you're not thinking about how to really profit in your business. Some of the warning signs, you've got lots of ideas. Every week you're coming up with a new idea. And it's a great idea, or it sounds like a great idea, but you don't have any direction for it because you don't have a purpose and you don't have a plan for how it's going to make you profitable. It's just an idea that sounds awesome. The other warning sign for this is passive marketing. And I see so many of my brilliant women struggle with this because they think, well, I'm just going to put this on Facebook or I'm just going to send an email. Listen, if you're going to be making money in your business, you have got to find a way to get on the phone, get in front of people, and talk to them about what you do and how you help them. I love social media just as much as anyone. I love Facebook, email, Twitter. I love all of those things, LinkedIn. But listen, you've got to connect with people. So you can't just do that passive marketing where I'm going to put something out there on Facebook and I'm going to hope people see it. Or I'm just going to send this little email once, and if I don't hear from them, I'll know that they weren't interested. No, you need to get on the phone with people, have a conversation, and be willing to face hearing some no's in order to get those yeses from the people who really need you. So the way to counter this is that you want to have a purpose in what you're doing. That means you've centered on the people that you've been called to serve, because once you get that perspective of, hey, there are people waiting for me to do this, it becomes a lot easier to realize that you need to be in a profitable business or else you're not going to be there to help those people. And then you also want to make sure that you have a plan for how you're going to be profitable in your business. Not just a plan for all the programs that you think you want to run, not just a plan for how you want to get out there on Facebook and get more visibility, but how are you going to profit in your business? Mistake number 2. This is the opposite side of that. I see so many people that make profitability the most important thing in their business. It's all about money. And I know money is important, right? Because we've got families to support, we've got a lifestyle to support. But you can't choose profitability at the cost of your purpose or who you are meant to serve. What are the warning signs of making money the most profitable thing or money the most important thing in your business? Shifting ideas. Every time you see an email or an ad about some new way to make six figures or some new program to make more money, you jump, you shift, you change. And you're focusing on short-term wins instead of long-term results. So you want me to help you make a quick ebook because you think you're going to sell it for $97, but you don't have a real strategy in place as to who's going to buy it and why they need your help. If this is where you are, you want to connect to your passion. What is that thing that you absolutely love to do for people? And then you want to focus that passion connected to your purpose by focusing on the audience that you've been called to serve, because that's what's going to make it worthwhile, and that's what makes you stand out. There are lots of people out there doing all kinds of things online to make money. You want to focus on what your specific calling and purpose is so that your profitability can feel like it's in alignment. You won't feel like you're giving people a hard sell. You won't feel like you're pushing people what you have to offer. It'll be a genuine thing and genuine sales conversation because you are really using your gifts and talents to serve the people that you've been called to serve. You'll be aligned with your purpose. Number 3, this is a big one for lots of us. Do not assume that just because you're popular, that means you're going to be profitable. I see so many brilliant women struggle with this because we've got this thing called branding in our minds. We want to have a brand that's popular. We want people to like us on Facebook, like us and follow us on Twitter and retweet our stuff. And listen, that's fantastic. That's how you build community. But you have to be positioned to profit. And this goes back to what I was talking about before with that whole target market. You can be well known by lots of people, but if you're not known and deemed credible by the people that are going to buy your products and services, you are not positioned to profit. So you can have followers and you can have likes. You can be on all kinds of online radio shows and get interviews. But are you positioned in front of the audience that's willing and able to pay you? And a warning sign for this, lots of passion, right? You're so passionate about your message, and I get that. But you also are misguided when it comes to marketing. You're spending all of your time on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, all these places out there trying to be popular and trying to be visible, but you don't have anything to measure your marketing tell you that if all those Facebook relationships, are they converting into sales? How many people are coming from Twitter to your sales pages or to your events? You don't have anything in place to track that. And most importantly, you don't have a conversion strategy. And that gets to having a sales funnel, which is one of the things we cover in the Profitable on Purpose group coaching. What's the sales funnel that you have to guide people through their relationship with you so they're not going from $0 to $5,000 product in 2 clicks, because they won't do that? How are you going to get them enrolled in your sales process? How are you going to get them to opt in to what you have to offer, into that consult, into that low entry level product that you have? How are you going to do that? And you've got to have a strategy and a plan for that. That will help you be positioned to profit. And let's take a look at number 4. Lots of people they feel like they have a sense of purpose, but coupled with that, you have to have a realistic plan for how to make money. You can't be all about, I want to save the world. I want to help people, have more freedom with their finances. I want to help, I'm a virtual assistant and I want people to, have more free time in their business. I want to be a book coach and I want to help people get their message out there. That's fantastic. But you have to be realistic about how you're going to make money. I see VAs out there, putting out website packages where they're going to create someone a 6-page website or blog site for $250. It's going to take you at least 5 to 10 hours to do that. So at that rate, you're charging anywhere from $25 for at least 10 hours. And I mean, depending on the complexity of it, it could take more. But your $25 an hour to put together a website is not really a good profitability plan. Because if you have to do 4 of those in 1 week, you're only going to make $1,000. And that's after the expenses of marketing and overhead and any other monthly services that you have. So your business model in that case isn't smart. So you have to plan to be profitable, and you have to have a realistic plan about what people are going to pay you, what kind of clients you're going to attract, how long it's going to take to attract those paying clients. Just because you put up a website today doesn't mean you'll get 50 clicks tomorrow of people who are going to buy your services and your products. There's a process to this. There's a sales process. There's a marketing process. There's a networking process. All of these things have to be in place, and you've got to be working them. So if you've been in business for yourself, you know that you get to wear multiple hats. You have to wear multiple hats if you're going to stay ahead in this game. Here's some warning signs when you're making this mistake is that you've got lots of ideas and you're passionate to a fault. You're so passionate about what your purpose is, but you lack the business acumen and the skills. And you also struggle with having an entrepreneurial mindset. An entrepreneur doesn't go into this thinking, well, just because I want to do this, people are going to show up. An entrepreneurial mindset says, I need to learn how to market and sell my business, or I need to find somebody to help me with this. Because my goal is to make money. I'm not starting a hobby. Even if you start a nonprofit, you still need an entrepreneurial mindset because you have to learn how to bring in money and fund your nonprofit. Okay, so those are the 4 mistakes. So what's the solution? The solution is that you want to create alignment. Alignment between your purpose and your profit perspective, and alignment between your planning and how you're positioned to profit. What you want to take into consideration with your purpose is you want to get really clear about who you serve and why you serve them, and even how you do serve them. Because if you don't have that, it's hard for you to figure out how you're going to be profitable. How are you going to stand out from the other people in your niche? The other thing you want to focus on is having a profit perspective. You really need to change your focus about having money in your business. Listen, if you're not going to focus on building a profitable business, then you might as well just do it as a hobby and keep your day job or go get a day job. But if you shift to where you are focused on profit, not to the exclusivity of everything else, but you're focused on how do I bring money into my business on a consistent basis so that I'm not worried and stressed about my income, so that I can pay my bills, I can take care of my family, so that I have an abundance that I can continue to support my purpose. Once this clicks for you, you'll understand that if you can't bring money into your business, you can't serve the people you've been called to serve. It just won't happen. So you've got to have that profit perspective of how do I bring in money consistently into my business so that I can step boldly into my purpose and serve those people I've been called to serve as an entrepreneur or solopreneur. Now let's take a look at your being positioned to profit. Again, this is about making sure that you have all those pieces in place so that you can be positioned in front of those audiences that are going to buy from you and that are willing and able to pay for your services. Are you positioned to do that? Then you can start planning. Lots of people start planning first. They plan their products, their programs, their website. They get all excited because they're going to have business cards in teal and purple. They're going to have this cool domain name. They've got this logo and title. They've trademarked it. But they have no idea how to position themselves to profit. Just because you show up online today doesn't mean that you are positioned to connect to the people that are going to pay you. So you've got to be in alignment about those things. And this is part of what we cover in Profitable on Purpose. There's a whole bunch of other stuff, and we'll get to that in video 3. So make sure you look out for in your email for when we post that video. So here's a pop quiz, and this pop quiz is Profitable on Purpose quiz, okay? So here's a Profitable on Purpose quiz for you. Number 1, are you clear about who you serve, what they need, and how you help them? You need to be 100% clear about that, or at least 90% clear and doing some work to get to 100% clarity. Number 2, does your branding, messaging, and marketing clearly communicate your answer to question number 1? Right? So if you say you're clear about what you do and who you serve, take a look at your branding, your messaging, and your marketing. Is that clearly communicated so that the people that are looking for you, that need what you have to offer, so they can find you and see what you do? Number 3, have you firmly committed to building a profitable business rather than just a hobby? You've got to make that commitment, because if you don't make that commitment, sales and marketing will always fall to the wayside because you'll say it's too hard, I don't have time, I don't know what to do, and you'll continue to struggle. I find it so interesting that so many of the people that struggle with getting clients are often the same people that say, I don't have time to market. They don't see the connection between the two. If you're marketing, if you know how to have a pipeline that's full, and that's one of the things that we teach in the Profitable on Purpose group is how do you create a 28-day marketing system so that your pipeline is always full. You're not going to get to a place where you had 3 clients this week and then no clients for the next 2 weeks because you didn't have a full pipeline of people to reach out to. But if you're fully committed to building a profitable business, there are some things that you're going to have to willing to do. 2 of them, you're going to have to learn how to become comfortable at marketing your message. And number 2, you're going to have to learn how to step up, put your big girl panties on, and learn how to sell your products and services. Or at the very least, you're going to want to partner with somebody and change your business structure so that you have a good partner that's great at the marketing and sales, and you can focus on the actual task of being in your business. Number 4 in our pop quiz, do you have a sales funnel and marketing plan in place to keep your financial goals on track? If you don't have that, you're in trouble because you're going to be reaching for something new every single month. You're going to be trying something new every single month. You're going to be turned with the wind because you won't have numbers to focus on as your targets. How many things did you want to sell this month? How many coaching clients did you want to bring in this month? How many consultations do you need to find 2 more clients to add to your roster? You need to understand what those numbers are so you know how much work you're going to have to do. And you also want to be able to track your marketing numbers so you know what's working and what's not. If you're spending all this time on Facebook month after month, or even a better example, you're spending all this time and money at networking events month after month, but they're not turning in any referrals for you or any clients for you, that's costing you and you don't have a return on that investment. If you spend $60 a month in networking and gas to go to your networking events and membership fees, and you've been doing that for 10 months, that's $600 you've spent. For that $600, you need to be able to show how many clients has that $600 brought into your business. How many referrals has it brought into your business? If it's not bringing you anything, it's not working. But you won't know that if you're not tracking that. But you'll be really frustrated at the end of the year when you look at your expenses and you look at what you brought in and it doesn't look good. Here's what I'd love for you to do. If this is resonating with you, if when you took that pop quiz, you realized that there were some things that you were missing, or as we've been going along and it's talking about those 4 mistakes, you realized that something was missing from what you're doing, you need to join the next Profitable on Purpose group. There are 3 things that you're going to walk away with. Now, there's a whole lot more, but 3 main things I'm going to focus on right now. You're going to be walking away with your ideal client profile. You're finally going to get clear about your top 3 audience that are willing and able to pay you. You're going to walk away with a clearly mapped out sales funnel. So it's going to outline your lead generation strategy, the products, programs, and most importantly, your pricing so that it becomes really easy for you to offer clients exactly what they need. It's also going to become easy for you to know what marketing targets you need to hit each month. And finally, we're going to come away with your 28-day marketing system. It's going to be customized to your preferred approach to attracting and engaging your clients. And it's something you can implement every 28 days to keep your pipeline full and so that you have a consistent plan for how to follow up with those people that you've been called to serve. So those are the 3 main takeaways. I'll tell you what else you get when you join the 3-month coaching experience. First, you get a 30-minute private goal setting session with me. I do that with all of my group coaching. And I want to take a minute here while you're reading over this list to say this is not your typical group coaching. It's limited to 15 brilliant women. So you're not going to be getting on a call with 100 of other people, listening to me talk about all the things I do, all the cool stuff I bought, and then try to upsell you into a marketing mastermind or something like that. Listen, I'm going to give you everything that I have, every resource, tool, piece of information, connection, idea, tip, anything that I have to help you become profitable on purpose. So in addition to your 30-minute goal setting session, you have weekly calls. There's a curriculum-based coaching call, mini teaching calls where I'm actually teaching you step by step, and then live Q&A sessions. And I do it this way because it can't all be coaching. If you don't know something and I'm giving you new information, I can't coach that into you. I have to teach that. And once I teach something, then we can do some coaching or even some questions, because you won't be able to even be coached if you don't have your questions answered, right? So I find it easy to mix those three things together in a way that gives you exactly what you need. And we'll do that over the whole 3 months. Then I've got those exclusive tools for you and the templates as well. The ideal client profile, the sales funnel map, your custom 28-day marketing system. You also get an online presence assessment, a social networking plan, and there are a few more other items that are added to this. In addition to that, you get access to the Brand Your Own Brilliance Toolkit for 6 months. That's got lots of templates, tools, cheat sheets, lists, resources, all kinds of things in there to help you brand your own brilliance. And finally, you get a bonus to the very first Brand Your Own Brilliance Live. And that's where I'm going to be walking you through how to create your signature system. That's going to be in October, and the value of that alone is $597. So you're going to get all this in the 3 months that we spend together. And if you've taken any of my classes, whether it's been a free class or a for-fee class, you know that I give you a lot. Not just a lot of information, but I give you a lot of guidance and a lot of things to really sink your teeth into. So I'm not giving you something that I have read about and then wrote a report on. I'm giving you something that I've done in my own business. I'm giving you something that's worked for me. There are 2 ways to join the next Profitable on Purpose group. Number 1, you can do a full pay. You do a full pay, you do save a little bit of money there. You can full pay and get all 3 months for $9.99. That's the full total of what you're going to pay, $9.99, just under $1,000. You can also choose to pay in 3 installments of $350 each. So you've got 2 ways to pay, and I would love for you to reserve your spot today because this group maxes out at 15 brilliant women. That's it. My last group coaching, which was the 15-15 e-course challenge, sold out in 2 weeks. Had 20 brilliant women that took me up on that offer. So I want you to reserve your space today. To do that, you can go to profitableonpurpose.com/join. And there's also going to be a box on this screen down below where you can also click and you can be taken to the sales page where you can purchase your seat in the Profitable on Purpose group, the next one coming up. So make sure, if this is what you want to do, if this is what you need, or if you're ready to take your business to the place where you can serve more people, change more lives, and grow your wealth, I want you to reserve your spot today. So leave a comment with something you learned from today's video. And then I want you to check your inbox for video number 3. We're going to be talking about how to become brilliant and profitable at selling your products and services. I've got more great stuff for you. I'm so thrilled that you hung out with me. Now you can replay this video as often as you like. I know you're going to want to go back and replay those 4 mistakes and also how you fix this by bringing alignment to what you do. So until next time, live on purpose, work your passion, practice prosperity, and of course, stay bankably brilliant. This is Ty Goodwin. I'll see you online.